I feel like whenever I talk about like these types of movies, it's less about if it was actually a good movie and whether or not I had a good time watching it. And to be honest, I was so confused I had to watch it again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. Today's candle is Southern Peach Tea, and Bronx has decided to be a special guest on today's episode. So let's just get into today's video. It's gonna be a short one because I gladly decided to watch the movie Good Mourning by Machine Gun Kelly and Mod Sun. To be honest, when I had first saw the trailer for this movie, I don't want to say high expectations, but I was really excited because I thought this movie was going to be kind of like the next This Is the End, or like How High 2, or any of those movies that just have a lot of celebrity cameos, but at the end has a nice, good little plot and a good ending, and it's like, oh, I actually like this movie. Kind of like if I were to tell you, like, I love rewatching the Friday movies. Is Friday a very good movie? But I have such a great time actually watching those movies. So when I first decided to watch this movie, had high expectations, I actually paid for it, which, that's a lot coming from me. If you know me, if I can find a way to not pay for it, I will not pay for it. But I actually paid for this movie to watch it, and I didn't watch it when it first came out because I was honestly kind of nervous, and also Harry Styles released an album and I had to spend, a couple days processing that. So after my Harry Styles moment, I decided to watch Good Mourning. And firstly, I just want to mention that I actually wrote in my notes while I was watching it how I was feeling during the movie. So I kind of just wanted to read that to you if Bronx will let me have access to my laptop. Thank you, sir. So I'll put a thing on the screen on the side so you can see, but I wrote, opens with Becky G being the seven of swords tarot card ? This cast is insane. Something about Machine Gun Kelly not knowing what mourning means is making me not look forward to the next 90 minutes of this movie. Avril Lavigne is herself, because in the movie Avril Lavigne plays herself very shortly, but she is in it. We also have, did they film this at the Hype House? Where's the Potter? Which, that scene is just so funny. And then we have the Urn Plot ? Brittany Ferland ? And lastly, I'm so confused. Do you have anything you want to say? Okay, well, regardless, I feel like, what's a good way to do this? Usually, whenever I do movie reviews, I like to give a synopsis of the plot. So I guess that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I've watched this movie 2 times now, and I'm probably going to watch it again when I'm editing this just to, fix some continuity holes. But basically, Machine Gun Kelly's character, Landon, yeah, that's his name, Landon. BTW, just wanted to mention, his name is actually London, not Landon. I don't know why I thought his name was Landon, and I'm so sorry because I say Landon like 20,000 times in this video, so I'm sorry in advance. I tried, it just wasn't working, so I'm sorry. His name is London, not Landon. Just so you know. He wakes up in the morning to a text from his girlfriend saying, I wish I didn't have to do this over text. Good morning. But morning is spelled like morning, not like morning. For me, if I was texting somebody and I saw that, I wouldn't assume I was getting broken up with, but that kind of sets the scene for the movie.
Yes, that does look like a breakup text to me.
The entire day, which I love movies like this where it's kind of like everything happens in a day, like we wake up and we finish the night and it's all on the same day. But regardless, point is, he gets a text from his girlfriend. He automatically assumes that she's breaking up with him. And right as he's finally going to get some, like, it's like every single time, which I guess is kind of like, I forget, like, I'm really a film student and I forget what the term is called. But basically, it's like he's trying to actively get in contact with his girlfriend, but every single time he tries to, he gets intercepted. The first time Trippie Redd throws, which Trippie Redd is in this movie for like a minute, but Trippy Red throws a water balloon at him, and he ends up not being able to use his phone because it's all soaked in water. Also forgot to mention this, and that we're already in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Landon's character, he gets a new assistant, which is played by Dove Cameron, which Dove Cameron in this movie was my favorite performance, I would say, out of all the people that were in this movie. She was hilarious, and even though her character wasn't really a main character, she still made the movie, I feel have a I saw her character come on screen and I thought it was so funny.
No, it's goat milk.
Goat milk? Where the fuck do you get goat milk from?
I milked a goat.
No, you didn't. That's Photoshop.
But then we go into, I guess it's like, this movie does have a plot. It does have a beginning, a finish, an end. A beginning, a middle, and end. It has a denouement. It has all the things you would need to tell a good story. However, I've watched this movie twice, and I still cannot tell you everything that happens inside of this movie. And not even because it's so bad or I was laughing so much I wasn't paying attention. It's just that I watched this movie and I was just so confused. So I also failed to mention that there's a whole side plot where Dylan, who is Machine Gun Kelly's best friend, the one with the blue hair, is in a secret relationship with Avril Lavigne. And there is nothing, I just never mentioned it because there's just so many side plots, things that are happening in this movie that I just didn't talk about. For instance, Fat Joe falls asleep in everyone's houses and everyone gets annoyed by it. There's just these little minute details that I just didn't mention, but I feel I have to mention it now so that you know that I watched the movie, and I actually have watched it 2 more times as I'm editing this. Yeah. So he ends up needing to go to a meeting because he has a meeting with his agent because he wants to be the new Batman, I guess, because in this universe, Batman isn't Robert Pattinson. He's going to be the new Batman, and he's been excited for this. He's been training for this for months, and he's having issues with his girlfriend, and he's constantly having issues with his phone where he doesn't have it. It's in rice, and then Dove Cameron gets him another phone. That phone dies. It's always something with his phone, which it's also kind of funny to me because it's something that's so trivial and something that's so minute. And this goes into him breaking into her house at one point. His friend breaks, which is played by, I forget his name, but he plays Gata in Lil Dicky's TV show on Hulu. He's such a great actor. It's very funny, his character. But
what the fuck did you just do?
London. What is this, dust?
That's not dust, that's people, man.
he breaks his girlfriend Apple's urn, and then they have to find out a way, what are we gonna do to fill up the ashes and fix these urns? And they think, let's just smoke a lot of weed and use all the ashes to refill the urns with the ashes, which still, at the end of the movie, there is no mention of this ever again. I feel that this could have been a perfect opportunity at the end of the movie, someone saying why does this urn smell like weed, or something to give me some sort of follow up, some sort of catharsis, I guess, with mentioning the urns, or mentioning that whole side plot that was 20 minutes of them just getting extremely high for no reason, and he's somehow able to function. Also, the scene of, I don't know if I'm allowed to show it because I don't know who copyrighted this movie, and if it's Universal or if it's Viacom, I gotta wrap it up. But I'll try to add in some little clips from the movie. And Megan Fox's character is a lesbian, and she's funny. I like her little cameos, and she rolls just gigantic. It's insane. This movie was just I feel when there are movies that talk about being a stoner, How High or How High 2, or Cheech and Chong, or any of those stoner movies, I feel there could have been something that just seemed so more realistic. This movie to me felt almost like I was in a tunnel. It felt everything didn't feel real. It could have just been the saturation or something, but it just felt everything in the movie was just CGI'd in. Though I know that it wasn't, because that's not how that works. But to me, it was like, this is CGI. Like, there is no actual physical person in this movie aside from the stalker girl that was there. But at the end of the movie, I gave all this fluff for no reason, but at the end of the movie, we see that finally he ends up being in a viral moment where he gets punched in the face by a celebrity, he gets stitched up, and his stalker actually saves him, gives him stitches, brings him home. Mind you, he has been hearing like, oh, she's cheating on you, she's doing this. Like, there is so many cues and things of like, oh, Apple's cheating on you. But it ended up being that she was just doing her daily life. She was with her stylist. She was just doing casual things. And she comes to his house to make sure that he's okay. And she sees him in the car with his stalker. Granted, they're not doing anything weird. But still, when you're trying to talk to your boyfriend all day and he's in the car with the girl that is his literal stalker, you kind of get a little bit questioning about it, you know. He gets upset. He finds out that he gets the Batman role. He's like, you know what? He realized, you know, love is so important and I just love Apple. So he calls her. They go to meet up at the place where they had their first kiss, I guess so he could apologize, so he could tell her that he got the role of Batman. But instead, because of texting and driving, he crashes his gigantic, well, not his truck, but that's a whole other thing. He crashes his gigantic car into a tiny little BMW, and they both crash into each other and end up in the hospital the next day. And guess what? So cute, so precious. She turns over to him and says, "Good morning."
Good morning.
So it's like, will I say this movie is good? I mean, I would say that there are some parts that I enjoyed, some parts where I giggled at, like where's the Potter part.
Okay, this is my impersonation of Draco Malfoy looking for drugs.
Where's the Potter?
Literally made me laugh so hard. And also the person who wants to be an actor and understands the process of self-taping, which is so awkward. I loved that scene. I also loved the scene where they went to go to YG's house that didn't actually get through the front door because they had to snort something to get in there, but because of the substance, they never actually made it in there, though their brains made them think that they made it into the party. That was pretty funny. I loved when, oh God, which character was it? One of them mentioned that they already blocked Apple on Instagram, which was very funny. Like, even like Brittany Ferland's character, like her cameo was hilarious. Her being like the waitress, and they asked for something entirely different, and then she says, "Oh, you want cheeseburger and fries?" and then comes back with mac and cheese. Like, her character was just funny, and I really enjoyed it, you know. And I will say that, like, this movie isn't good, but is it? Actually, no. This movie isn't the best movie to ever exist, you know. But this movie is one of those movies to where it's like, I could imagine, I don't know, 20 years from now, some random teenager talking about how they love this movie and how it's so funny and they want to like sit down with their friends and like watch it. You know, that's the vibes that this movie gives me. Just so you guys know how like this cast is literally giving like, this is the end, like, why are there so many celebrities in this movie? So obviously I mentioned Trippie Redd. Obviously, Machine Gun Kelly and Mod Sun are in this. Megan Fox, which, you know, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are engaged right now, so they were dating then, but, you know, they're together in this. We have Becky G, who played Apple, Dove Cameron, Whitney Cummings, Gata, Jenna Boyd, who I loved her in Atypical, very great actress. We have Pete Davidson. Like, there's more, but this movie is literally so new that there isn't even a Rotten Tomatoes score yet. There's just an audience score. And I feel like this movie is kind of like probably gonna fall into the back burner. Like, I feel like no one's gonna talk about it as much because there's so many other things that are happening right now. Like Harry Styles, like I said, he dominated my brain, and I honestly couldn't imagine what that would be like. But, you know, this movie, I will say, like, my most movie reviews that I do are movies that are so horrible and so cringy, and I think that they suck. This movie was slightly cringy, but nothing that's too outside of this specific genre. Now, if Machine Gun Kelly made a movie and tried to make it seem like it was like one of those Oscar-worthy movies, I probably would have cooked him. I would have been like, look at this whack movie and, you know, all this stuff. But actually, no, the movie was kind of cute, and I liked the little funny moments. Could it be better? Absolutely. I feel like sometimes when movies have like those celebrity cameos, it can sometimes take away from the movie, but I feel like this kind of had like a good balance of it, you know. There are obviously some plot holes, some stuff that I didn't really like that much about the movie, but I'd say overall the movie wasn't so insanely horrible, you know. I guess that's all what I'm trying to say. That's all I have to say. I've been talking, actually not for a long time at all, like 20 minutes. But if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it helps little channels like mine. And make sure to also subscribe to me if you would like to, because that would make me very, very happy. Leave a comment down below your opinions on this movie if you have seen it, or if you haven't seen it yet, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that one. I guess that's literally it. I have nothing else left to say, so make sure to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.